Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show.
Did she subscribe?
Right.
She's down on YouTube.
Representing from the Boondocks. What up, Jobo?
Hello, what's up? Happy Wednesday.
What up? She repping her Hey Sister Soldier look right now. Everybody give it up for Bunny. What's happening, Bunny?
What up? Happy hump day.
T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth. I think that may be on a highlight reel tape. And we're glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions
And millions
of the platform sports talk show fans on once again your Wednesday night Sports Delight.
Really?
Or
Brinks truck backing up in his driveway with
There you go.
97 million. There you go.
all you hear is this.
Probably somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation.
Say
Don't
straight.
have me syrup on here.
Come on now, don't have me tear up. You know I get emotional. But no.
People watching around the world, no pressure. And we already have our favorite fan, Ms. Williams, saying welcome, Brandon.
Well, how are you? Hi, Ms. Williams.
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city, to be truthful. Because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard.
The views of Smooth does not reflect the Platform Sports Talk Show or its sponsors.
What is happening, everyone? It is your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth, repping the black hoodie platform sports talk show. You know how we do it. Thanks for tuning in. You have another great show for y'all. Trying to still get over the high of our incredible show last week, having an incredible interview with the Cardinals soundtrack for over 25 years, Dan McLaughlin. Wonderful interview, and hope you all enjoyed it. Right now, go ahead and get them likes going, get them shares going. Let's get so many people tuned in. And we want everyone to leave comments in the chat. Once you leave a chat, I will go ahead and see it, and I'll go ahead and post it so you'll be famous and have your comments shown all across the globe, y'all, because we not just doing things here in the loop. You got people out there in different states, in different countries. We're doing big things here at the Platform Sports Talk Show, on which next month we will be officially celebrating 6 years, y'all. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 years, y'all. Consistently every Wednesday doing our thing and showing the passion that we have for the Platform Sports Talk Show and just sports in general. So with that being said, I'm not alone. Up first, y'all know her as Mrs. Multitask, her holding things down out there, representing from, of course, St. Louis, but she's on the ill side right now, doing her thing in the kitchen. Got the red beanie on. She ain't playing games, y'all. She is the host of Ladies Night. It's y'all girl, Bunny. Bunny, what's happening?
What up? What up? Happy hump day. Happy post 314 day.
Right. How was your 314 day?
Man, it was amazing because all I did was work. But then it worked. The legal work, I should say. But yeah, it was good. I was glad I saw all the love online and different people and the celebrities chiming in 314 day. You know, St. Louis, nothing better, okay? I know other cities gonna have their little days, but we St. Louis all day, you know. We do it the best, okay?
Yeah, that's one thing. You know, we may have our little issues in regards to, crimes and being ignorant, but when it comes to celebrating our hometown, we definitely top notch. So shout out to St. Louis 314. It was definitely a nice day yesterday. A lot of people just showing love and just all good, man. So shout out to y'all. Up next, she's representing from the Boondocks, home of the Coyotes and Bears and Wildebeest and Turtles and all that good stuff. But she still managed to, wherever she go, still managed to drive home safely. And so did we a couple weeks ago for Ladies Night. None other than Joe Bo. Joe, what's going on?
Did you say turtles? I think turtles are everywhere, but what up? Happy Wednesday. It's been a long week, it feels like already, but I'm happy to be here. Baseball's on, it's exciting, and I'm ready for tonight's show.
Yeah, it's a whole lot going on here, man. Just St. Louis and sports, period, man. So we definitely excited. It's like when you think, okay, well, football's over, but no, now we got the XFL, now we got MLS, and then once you just brought up, baseball season about to start. So it's nonstop here, and it makes our jobs in regards to just providing y'all great content every Wednesday that much better, because there's no dead zone when it comes to sports in St. Louis and sports in general. So it's a great thing.
Yeah, it's especially now in St. Louis, we got all kinds of sports to talk about. So it's fun, it's exciting. Every week is exciting now with the Battlehawks and City SC, and baseball's about to be here. So we shouldn't, like you said, no quiet time on the show. We should be jam-packed, whether or not we have a guest or not.
Right. Up next, this man, he's back home, baby. He's coming home. Tell the world. But now he's here. No more Orlando for a minute. maybe forever. We shall see.
Bring out
Depending on
the
his
weather hero.
right, depending on his HBC dub, which you're gonna be promoting very soon, I'm sure. But this man here I saw at the Battle House game of the day. We'll talk about that, later on down the line in the show. But he's ready to go ahead and speak a little bit. So T-Bone Funk, what's going on, brother?
Caw! Oh, don't want to wake up the 3-year-old. Anyway, good times. Good to be here. Good to be here. Orlando may be in my future for at least a weekend in August, maybe the 12th and 13th. But anyway, who knows? No particular reason why I said those dates. I mean, it's nothing on the screen that would implicate anything or anything like that.
Yeah, I had no idea what we're talking about.
Anything going on in St. Louis, huh? Anything? I mean,
You talking about August 12th, August 13th?
Oh no, that's in Orlando. That's a whole different subject for a whole nother day.
So what you talking about? You say anything going on when?
Oh, I'm just saying, was there anything that happened over the weekend in St. Louis? Any football games or anything like that?
That you attended wearing your man cave t-shirt at the game?
Oh, that was, hey, look, gotta show up. You know what? What's funny is I was walking after the game was over, and I was walking around the concourse, and we got kind of stuck in the little bottleneck or whatever. And this lady behind me, she's like, "T-Bone, it's on you." And I was like, who's calling me T-Bone here? And then I realized, oh yeah, it's on the back of the shirt. So, yeah. That man cave t-shirt, they all saw it out there.
They represent.
There we go. Gotta represent, baby. That's how we do it with the Platform Sports Talk Show. You gotta represent. But once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight. We are happy to be here. Give you another great couple hours of great entertainment, great passion, great energy from a St. Louis point of view. And of course, we're gonna hit things up nationally as well. So put on your seatbelts, enjoy the ride. But before then, T-Bone, let everybody know for the first timers where they can find us at.
Well, for those of y'all visiting for the first time, we'd like to say thank you. And if you could put your name in the comment section, we'll shout you out. But anyway, hey, look, you can catch us everywhere just about. Seems like it. Catch us on the Roku. You can catch us on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot out there. We also got that Twitch channel. I don't know if y'all use Twitch. I just used Twitch for the first time a couple weeks ago. And pretty good. But anyway, you can catch us on Hot 365 Radio on the Twitch app. You can go twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio, and you'll be able to catch us on there. Hopefully, catch the whole show. And if you can't, then you can go ahead and turn back over to YouTube, where we really want y'all to, that's where we really want y'all to be. If you can, catch us on there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and when you do, always please make sure you go ahead and hit that.
Hey, there you go.
That's right, because when we go live, you will be
notified.
Yeah. Hey, and also make sure you go ahead and hit us up on the other platform, other platforms. See what I did there? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at 314 Sports Talk Show. Who do y'all want to hear on the show? I mean, did y'all check out the show last week? Did y'all see last week's show? If you didn't, catch us on that highlight reel, also on all those social media platforms that you see right there. And you'll be able to see everything that happened, as we had, someone who might want to also pick up some DJ gigs. Anyway, so I think that pretty much covers all of it, right? Hot 365 Radio.
DJ DM. And tell them what goes down on the first Wednesday of the month.
Oh, look at that. The first Wednesday of the month, we got Ladies Night. That's right. You'll be able to catch Joe, Bunny, and the rest of the crew out there. Y'all want to know who? Hey, y'all got to tune in to see Ladies Night, because it's a whole panel, all talented ladies out there who have their own opinions of sports and everything like that. So go ahead and check out the show. It's good stuff. And then might as well check out, we already mentioned it, but the last Wednesday of the month, we got the Man Cave.
One of those weeks, Fred.
That's
right.
was trying to recover from 314 day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the man cave. That's right. You'll be able to catch all the fellas out there. You know, even my long-term friend / rival, Sadal. He'll be able to hear everything he's got to say about those St. Louis Ramonagers. I'm gonna keep that one going. They're not Hamonagers, they're Ramonagers. Yeah. See what he has to say about that. Yeah. Catch that, Sadal. Catch that, Sadal.
Ooh, is that shots fired? Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, he gonna light me up. I can't even lie.
Put that bulletproof vest on, buddy. Put that bulletproof vest on. Woo-hoo.
I already know. Look, I already know I'm gonna pay for that one. You know, might as well get it off while he ain't here.
Actually, get your bulletproof vest and get your bulletproof cord. Because I mean, when I say he gonna have shots fired, he gonna have grenades thrown on you. But I'm just saying. He said, "You want that smoke? Keep bringing that fire." Okay.
So you brought up earlier, T-Bone, about our special guest last week. We had the great Danny Mac on the show. Bunny, I'll ask you first. Did you get any feedback from those who who watched the show and what they say about having Danny Mac on?
You mean DJ D-Mac? That's the alias we gave him for his DJ name. Great feedback. So, I mean, I know he's already been on air before, discussed, what he put on Twitter and his, incident that happened back in December. But feedback to, hear other sides of Danny Mac and also what he has going on. So, for my 2 cents, I'm glad that I got to see him outside of the Cardinal way and just talk general conversation like he was on our living room couch, like real personable, he's easygoing guy, find out a couple extra things about him that we wouldn't have ever thought about. So I like that we were able to talk to him, and even though we talked about baseball, got to see the other side of Danny Mac. But yeah, good feedback. People were happy to see, he's still doing well, and like he said, he has to stay busy. And shout out to him mentioning his golf outing. He's still doing that, I think, in October. So I told him, hope we can see him in person if we go to there,
Right. Joe.
Like I said on the show, I told Danny Mac that dream come true, it was bucket list type guest to have for me at least. And it was great, it felt a little different and a little off for obvious reasons. And maybe not even just that, just kind of the fact that, he hasn't really kept in touch with the Cardinals, and I probably should have thought about that. I honestly felt bad about that after the fact whenever I mentioned it, but whatever. I'm happy we got real, right then and there reactions and emotion and whatnot. So, but I know Brendan loved it. My brother was like, "You got to tell Danny Mac I said hi," and, so top show again for me. I got the big three that I told you I would love to have on the show, so I can die happy.
Yeah, I would say for myself, as you were just bringing up, Joe, I think the interview hit me the most when he was using broadcaster in past tense. And then, like you said before, Joe, him now watching Cardinal baseball, that lets you know how much his life has changed. And him being on the path of trying to get everything right in his life. And so it's just awesome for us to be able to have him to be open and honest. The plan last week was to maybe have him for a half an hour or so, but we ended up having about an hour and 15 minutes. And that's just the beauty of what this show is all about, is that once people get on this show and their interview is different from other shows that you may be used to, because you're able to be more open and we get those good stories out. So that show last week was amazing. And for us to be able to have someone to the caliber of Dan McLaughlin to be on the show was pretty awesome. T-Bone, how about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, he's I would definitely say like a St. Louis legend, and having him here and just talking, and for the most part for me listening, just like Bunny said, it's like he was just kind of like talking on the couch. And I think that one of the best things that we see a lot of times when we come here, kind of what you were saying, is people feel comfortable, and we're not trapping anybody in no questions that's going to get them in trouble or nothing like that. And I think that the way that we are on the show kind of lets people know, like, oh, this is a safe space to be at, and everything's gonna work out. So I think that he was he's definitely trying to do what he can to make sure everything's right with him. And he it's funny when he mentioned that getting into broadcasting. It's funny, he said, because it was a girlfriend right at the time,
Right.
like should have known. Now his life took a turn. All it took was a woman in his life to change things, and look at where it took him. Took him all the way,
Watch your
all the
mouth,
way
but
to the
okay,
top.
good feedback.
What was I gonna say negative? She took him towards broadcasting.
There go a woman always messing up a man's life. There go a woman always making a dude do something different.
He became a broadcaster after that. Well, I think
I'm just making sure that you
did
on the right path with about a woman. That's all. I'm just saying.
What? Hey, look, I ain't. What would I say negative? What would I say negative?
That man had a plan for one thing. The woman came in his life, and his plan turned upside down.
No, she led him on the right path, right direction, and there he went. Career took off.
All time that really keep one it real. It takes the touch of a woman to make things right. Hey.
He didn't take compliments. Trying to give a compliment. She like, I thought you were about to say something else.
I was just making sure. I just said, making sure. And then I just played it. I said, it makes everything right. A woman has a touch to it.
That's that.
Month. Don't forget that it's still Women's History Month. Bam.
See, T-Bone, that's the hoodie that she got on. That's the energy that she giving out right now. That's that energy she giving out. All right, y'all. Let's go and get right into it. First topic. You now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? Joe, what's up with you?
Well, obviously the WBC's been crazy. We've been having that on every night during work. Got it on right now over here, Puerto Rico and the Dominican. But thus far, early in, I gotta say, Nicaragua, the flag's back there. It's where my abuela's from, and it was cool. It was their first time ever in this tournament. They didn't win a game, but they also don't have, any major league talent. They have Jonathan Loaiska, reliever, and sure enough, he's the one that had the worst performance against Israel that made them lose. But regardless, it was really cool to see them in the tournament. They'll have to requalify again next year, but it was a cool story. Duke Hebert, he was a 21-year-old pitcher, came in against the Dominican and struck out Soto, J-Rod, and Machado. And the Tigers signed him before he even stepped foot out of the stadium. So that's awesome. And yeah, it's just something that made me happy, and I'm excited for their future.
Most definitely. Bunny, what about yourself?
So we can do a couple things. We're gonna touch on this later, but John Morant getting his 8-game suspension officially. One thing, but we'll touch on that later. And also my favorite time of year, March Madness. So shout out to all the good teams out there. We already had 1 or 2 games yesterday. So I'm just waiting for the madness to begin. Let's go tomorrow, Thursday. Unfortunately, I'll be in the office, so I cannot watch all different basketball on different TV screens. But on Friday, I will make up for that.
Hey, that SEMO game, how it ended last night, it's heartbreaking.
I was so heartbroken because shout out to some of your V-side alums on there, Phil and Kobe on there.
Phil Russell and Kobe Clark.
Yeah, it came a little short, but B-side, baby, they're represented now. I meant to ask you this, Jobo. Is your grandma that's from Nicaragua, so your mom's side or your pop's side?
My mom's. Yeah, she was born and raised there, came over when she was like 25. But yeah, so her and her sister, her sister Daisy, she would go there here and there to go visit for a little bit. But yeah, their maiden name's Montiel, and I don't know, it's a goal of mine to go visit at some point. It'd be really cool.
You should. Yeah. Okay. Dope. My mom's home country, and I claim them as well. Panama was still in it, but I know they're gonna come up short. But they still, we get happy when we see them in the World Cup qualifying. it seems like a lot of Latin American countries don't get love besides typical Mexico, Chile, and Argentina. So when you had the other ones in Central America get in, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it was just cool with Nicaragua getting in, but the pool that they were in, Dominican, Venezuela, they had no chance. Okay, I mean,
none.
We still excited that they're there. That's how I feel about in the World Cup.
Yeah,
you there. We know we had low expectations, but you there, and the world sees you for 90 minutes. Well, baseball sees you for 7 innings.
No, 9 innings.
They doing 9. Okay.
Yeah.
They need to make it 7, but another topic.
Bunny, what else do you want? These games are already down almost 2 hours. Like, come on now.
No. That's overall 2 hours. The game itself ain't down to just 2 hours. This ain't no basketball game, no. But they still there for 2 hours and 45.
It's just about 2 hours now with this pitch clock. But let's move on just to Fred's. Got my attention.
Oh no, I think T-Bone's up.
Oh, okay, T-Bone.
You know, am I the only one sick of hearing about Aaron Rodgers? Is it just me? Maybe I am.
It ain't that bad.
I mean, look.
We are more about Brady than Rodgers. So
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's more Brett Favre-ish than he even wants to give himself credit for. Because how many times did we get towards the end of the year and they were like, will he or won't he? What's Brett Favre going to do? Now here we go with Aaron Rodgers. Will he or won't he? It seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, did this not just happen like last year or the year before that? Like within the past couple of years?
You talking about Aaron Rodgers saying if he's going to stay with the Packers or leave?
Yes.
Last offseason, it wasn't this drawn out, but everybody knew it was brewing because that went almost to the 11th hour before Aaron decided, okay, I'm staying with the Packers another season. But the writing was on the wall. Everybody knew it wasn't blatantly said. So this being like deja vu, no. Now, if you said deja vu from when Brett Favre had to make a decision before Aaron Rodgers took over, yes. Well, but for last offseason now, nah.
I mean, it's starting to seem like, okay, every year it seems, okay, first of all, we know that the NFL is trying to gain as much space over the calendar year as possible while the season's not going, right? That's obvious when they move the draft and all that stuff. But it seems like they figured out the formula of how to keep people's attention. You get a star-named quarterback. He's a star-named quarterback in name only because he is overrated. But that's a whole nother story. But you take a big name like that who has some controversy to him, and then you just kind of keep it. Hey, what's he going to do? He's the big story that's been lingering all off-season, if I'm not mistaken. And this happened last year, and I feel like there was something that even happened like either the year before that or the year before that. Actually, I remember what happened a couple years before that. Totally different thing. But, yeah, sick of hearing about Aaron Rodgers, even though I did pick the Jets to make the playoffs, and I guess this would help their chances, but I mean, wild card and bounced out by the Bills probably, but hey.
But hey, so don't get mad at Aaron Rodgers. It's the media. Okay, let's be real. All the sports is still entertainment. All right. So what you said about the NFL figured out how to make them last longer on the calendar, talking about the offseason free agency stuff, NBA has too. That's what you do to attract money. It makes sense. But Aaron Rodgers does not call up ESPN, does not call up the Milwaukee newspaper, and does not call up Fox Sports and say, hey, I'm going to tell y'all in 2 weeks what I'm about to do. His agent is not doing that. The media has to make a narrative, and everybody knows he is a big deal. Green Bay has a big following. So you just mention one name, and then boom, you're going to have everybody all over it. Sometimes you do that to keep your job. So that's not him giving it. That's on the media doing it.
I don't know if this is exclusively a media thing. Like, and it's kind of more coming across like they figured out how to make themselves reality TV, and it could be a combination of things. Because here's one thing I'd like to point out. During the season, I mean, obviously he's a Jets fan, but Mike Greenberg was speculating months ago that Aaron Rodgers was going to go to the Jets. And I'm sure that there was reasons why, and I'm sure that there was other sources that were indicating it before it had been drawn out this long. Like, it feels like this was more of a, hey, look, we need to keep the attention on us. okay, if this is the decision that's going to be made, we're not going to announce it because it's in our best interest to keep people wondering, keep people guessing. Hey, Aaron's going to go to a dark place, literally, and figure out what's going to happen. Like, it feels like more reality TV, the real off season of the NFL, if you will, more so than, hey, this is just what he's doing.
I'm going to go away for a couple of days and get my hands touched by 1,000 people just to make sure that I feel good inside before I come back for next season.
Is it just
Hopefully I'll have my answer. Maybe I'll go to the Packers or I'll go to the Jets. But right now, I just need all the hands on my body so I can feel at one. That's all. That's all he's doing.
Just feels a little put on. That's all I'm saying.
That's all he's doing right now. But yeah, and something that I said a while back, and this is what has turned a lot of people against him, is that he's making everything about him. That's what's going on. Not the team, but he's making everything about him. Like Green Bay, man, I have all the money in the world, but he wants to try to take all the money, but then it prevents you from re-signing guys on your team that can help you win. And then now they're gone, and now he wants to go ahead and leave and play with someone else. But at the end of the day, you made it all about yourself. And he's a talented guy, a talented quarterback, one of the best ones out there. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, but it's just about how you carry yourself and how you're making it just about you and not about the team. And that's what takes a lot of people away from Aaron Rodgers.
That could be true. But ask the Jets fans when this is officially signed that they care about he being arrogant and only care about himself. Ask when the offseason really get going, how many people don't mind playing under Aaron Rodgers or playing or protect him or play?
They're gonna care. They're gonna care when the season's over and he start talking trash about him.
And if they lose, still.
If they lose,
and
I mean, we got a big offseason ahead of us. This is just March, not even April. We ain't even got to the draft. It's a lot of shaking and baking that could happen to where they get better.
They're going to get bounced by the Bills.
We know that's why the quarterbacks get paid so much. Besides being the leaders, they attract people like, okay, he know how to throw to give me the ball. He makes our team better. Then heck yeah, I'm gonna play. Even if you're on defense, if you're gonna try to win.
I
don't have stats in front of me, but you trying to tell me this man does not make a team better? Come on.
Was he the best? Was he the best quarterback in the NFC North last year?
I didn't say that. I said, look at his track record. That's more than one season.
That was the most recent season. What has he done for us lately?
You can't see how she's not invaluable. 2 years ago, look at his stats. You think he was trash? 2 years ago. I know it's what have you done for me lately, but 2 years ago.
What was the results of the season 2 years ago? Results.
Church finger. And I'm going to get it to you. I'll be right back.
Didn't they get bounced by the 49ers in the playoffs?
Hey, they made the playoffs. How many teams said they did that?
Huh?
They made the playoffs. People weren't even giving them that credit 2 years ago. So I'm just saying. And who he still had working with him on the receiving side. He has some decent receivers.
Well, that's his fault. He going to get paid by the Jets and still ain't going to have nobody to throw the ball to them, too.
If that's the case, we can say, look what happened to the Broncos. That's their fault for paying Russell Wilson all that money. He had some decent people, and they couldn't even get until 500 season. I mean, we can go there with other.
That's the conundrum of the NFL, though. Once you get past the rookie deals, the mathematical equations is thrown off for a lot of teams. That's why you see the ones that are being hyped up right now are basically still on rookie deals, except for Patrick Mahomes, who.
But that's why they got more people wanting no guaranteed contracts too. After that rookie deal, they want that paper. So I'm just saying, look, the NFL has parity, but I like it because you can be from to sugar within one season. And a lot of other leagues, you can't do that. It takes a time to rebuild the process. NFL, you can do it with a snap of a finger.
You didn't have to remind me of the Magic, okay? I got it.
Now, see, you feel convicted, and I wasn't even talking about the Magic, but okay, talking about your magicless magic. I mean, I wasn't trying to go there, but you want to go there.
But also, yes, he did get an MVP 2 years ago. We do acknowledge that, but we also had to remember the man's like 38, almost 39 years old too. That's a huge factor as well.
You're trying to say he's not Tom Brady, but he can still put up Tom Brady type stats? Because I mean, y'all said Tom
I-
Brady was old at 38, and he still was doing what? Winning Super Bowls.
I ain't
Tom
saying
Brady-
that.
Tom Brady's different. I don't care what some people might say. Tom Brady's different.
Now that's facts. Now someone who we won't name his name probably won't agree, but yes,
He won't acknowledge him.
But Sadal not to be on the show, boy. He keep getting mentioned around the show though. But okay,
maybe it's some foreshadowing. I don't know.
maybe.
Right.
What's gonna happen at the next hour? We're gonna get a guest appearance.
Stay tuned.
We're gonna get a top of the hour boost.
Right.
All right, so
boosted.
what has my attention? This is something that I brought up right before Danny Mac got on, and that's Ja Morant. We all know that he was on IG and he was flashing the gun, and ended up. We found out later on that he was at a strip club. He was, enjoying himself a whole lot that night. And now, as of today, he has been suspended for 8 games. Now, there has been other reports from NBA writers such as Mark Spears, one of the most respected writers in all of NBA, that says that there's so much more going on behind the scenes with Ja Morant in regards to his mental health, maybe the people that he's been around, his mindset, all that kind of stuff, that even if when he serves the 8-game suspension, it's still not a guarantee that he may come back and complete the season, playoffs or not. And this is something, Bunny, that we've been having discussions about for a long time now in regards to these young athletes, and unfortunately, a lot of black athletes, in which they get the fame, they're getting the money, but they keep on doing childish things that put them in positions to be where they are right now, like what Ja Morant is and how other guys have been. What are your thoughts, Bunny? Because for me, as I said before, it's tiresome to keep on seeing these brothers work their butts off to get where they at, but then you can risk all of that fame and all that money because you want to still act childish, act like you're a rapper or you're in the streets and stuff like that, where you see LeBron James and you see other guys who their main focus was to set up a village, set up their guys where you don't have everyone saying, yeah, do that, yeah. No, you got to have a crew of guys that says, no, that's not smart. Or let's take this route and not that route. And how many times have I said, if I'm rich and I got, whatever, I'm not going to drive. Bottom line, I'm gonna use a chauffeur or pay whatever, because I don't want to be liable because I want to drink or I want to do this, and then I'm out on the road and all of a sudden I kill somebody, like you heard from the player from the Raiders a couple years ago. What's going on in the reason, Bunny, why we are getting so many of these young athletes who are making money keep on doing stuff so childish that can force them to lose their money or lose a whole lot more?
Ja Morant's at the young and dumb stage. It's a high profile young and dumb stage, but young and dumb. Because if you took him off of the spotlight, if he was doing a regular 9 to 5, he'd probably be doing the same young and dumb stuff. Straight up. I mean, we can go to St. Louis, we can go to Memphis, Chicago, Miami, LA, and you'll find people his age doing the same dumb stuff. Because he's high profile, though. So you would think you're high profile and have a lot more money to lose, you'd be a little smarter. But again, young and dumb. Now, what it is, who was his leading? We know his dad has a big impact on his life. His dad is always the game, one of his biggest supporters. So I don't know how much of an impact that he would have, because we see his father in his life. I still don't understand what Ja Morant was trying to prove, because, the running joke is, you're not from the streets, you ain't hood, you went to a prep high school, you came from a 2-family household, so you can't say you had to struggle, you didn't have any guidance. Your daddy was there your whole life. So you just choosing to be young and dumb. Now, you say you're tired of seeing it. I think it's because of publicity, because you got to look at the stats. All the people that was drafted in Ja Morant's draft class, have any of the rest of them made headline news about doing stupid stuff? And last year's rookie class, have they made headlines doing stupid stuff? not like this. So I think I get what you're saying, because it's always seemed like these athletes, especially black ones, that's get in trouble. But you got to look at the numbers. It's actually a low amount. And again, we take this out of athletic side and look at everyday life. This stuff happens every day. Somebody flashing the gun on IG Live. We may not be friends with these people or know them, but we know it's going on every day. Somebody at a strip club. I just, it always kills me with strip clubs. Why is it? When athletes get to strip clubs, a lot of them may come out with no issues, so let me not say that. But we first heard about Lou Williams getting them chicken wings at the strip club during COVID. We heard about Pac-Man Jones acting a fool. You hear about the crazy strip club stories, and we used to see the videos of it. But it's actually not that many incidents that's big, but it's usually some shenanigans that happen. But a strip club is supposed to be a sign outside that say, be ready for shenanigans that can cost you your life or some money. It needs to be out there, because it seems like a lot of go down at the strip club, and it's people like I am when they intent. I mean, ask who was the Cardinals player that got caught up into that? Same thing. It's just like, damn, what is it with the strip club?
Tommy Finn gets caught up in that stuff. No one has a problem with them going to strip clubs. Got problems with them getting stabbed constantly at strip clubs and causing problems. That's the part that no one likes. So that's not a good look. I'm sorry.
It's like, damn, y'all bring the strip club to your house. But then again,
what's his face?
Shenanigans there too. John Moran had somebody at his house. He's playing basketball. He supposedly pulled a gun out on that cat, and that was strip club related, but that was at his house. So I guess you can't win for losing. I don't know, just young and dumb. But you just got to get better people in your corner and stay off social media. Hire your PR rep to handle social media. Why are you posting stupid stuff? Who are you trying to follow? Everybody knows you're rich. Everybody knows you're super talented. What are we studying for? Everybody knows you're not from the hood. What are we studying for? Why are you trying to represent something that's not you? That's what he needs to work on. Straight up. I tell people all day, I'm a city girl. I'm from St. Louis City. Do I act like I don't have any home
T-Bone, you hear that? Bundy says she a city girl.
But I just said, do I act like I don't have to be saying, or do I act like no? I mean, how people don't even know I'm from St. Louis City. Not from St. Louis, but I'm like, yeah. Because you from you gotta carry yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stunning. Why you gotta stunt?
PSA to players out there, please learn from Paul Pierce and don't bring that strip club home either, because
right,
you in trouble.
Right,
in trouble too.
It's a catch-22. You can't win. It has strippers at home, strip club,
or
I don't know. Y'all are the guys. Give them alternatives. If you need skin,
here's the best plan. Put the phone down. How about that? Put the phone down. Put this. What it used to baffle me how people would go and do stupid stuff and broadcast doing stupid stuff, and then eventually I realized, oh, that's where the phrase "doing it for the gram" came from. People just, hey, let me put this on here. Let me put this on Snapchat. Why? Dummies. Are you trying to, you're not even monetizing it on Instagram, right? Because I guarantee he makes way more money in the NBA than he would on monetizing anything from IG Live, right? Regular people, okay, maybe I can give them a little bit more grace for, trying to find a way to monetize some stuff and get people to see them, but this attention era, look, maybe this is something I never thought I'd say. Maybe I'm just too old.
Man.
I'm just
I'll say this.
too old. But
I don't think too old. No. I think
that's what it is, because everybody here, right? That wasn't something that we started off in elementary and middle school.
Exactly.
In it. So that's what I'm saying. That's been a part of their life and trying to get that attention all their lives. And now he's playing on national television in front of packed arenas, but there's still that need to, hey, look, hey, check out what I'm, hey, look at that over there, huh? Put the phone down. Just put the phone down. It's not worth it.
But I was saying is, yes, you said maybe too old. I said not necessarily, because if we had social media out in the 90s, how would some of us be? We don't know.
Right.
But
But
some
we
of
didn't.
people, I say this, for women that like to gossip pre-social media, you don't think if social media is around back in the 90s that they would be doing the stuff they're doing?
Well, all I'm saying is when I say too old, I just mean that the technology didn't define us like it does then. Like we would get in trouble for stuff like playing video games, like because that was still newer to us. Like kids would have a beeper, right? They get in trouble, kids with a beeper at school, or I'm old enough to remember back in the day, if you brought a cell phone to school, they'd confiscate that type of thing till the end of the day. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's just not our technology that we would get in trouble with. That's just this new generation of I have to be seen. I got to get them views. I got to get them likes.
Mhm.
And by the way, it's okay because we want y'all out there to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, we're out here talking about sports and all that type of stuff, but like, young and dumb is a thing. It's definitely a thing, but you have to have good sense, common sense.
Common sense, right?
Yeah, that's
y'all said the wrong phrase because common sense isn't common.
That's why I said good. That's why I said good at first.
And number two, them WNBA players that are high profile that get highly drafted. I mean, they're not doing dumb stuff. You can say they don't have a lot of money. Correct, they don't. They still have a lot to lose though, because they know if they don't make it on that roster, that's definitely gonna put them even farther behind. So,
buddy, you've already established that women make better decisions than men. Okay,
right.
It's just for the people in the back that didn't hear that. It's for the people. Women History Month.
So-
Don't forget it.
So, Joe, I know you wanted to talk about this subject, so the floor is yours.
no. I mean, you guys got me on this now. It's like the whole young and dumb thing. I just don't like that example. Everyone, you could do dumb stuff. I know YouTube's picky now. I'm gonna say stuff. And while you're young, I still do dumb stuff now as a mom. But like you just gotta know. I feel like it's common sense, and we can sit here and say, someone should have had a driver for something. Okay, well, John Morant, he has people looking out for him. And I know you mentioned something about having the right crew with them or whatever, and that's another point too. Just know good people, be friends with good people. But like, as for on a professional side and celebrity side, I feel like there should be someone there, especially if this stuff keeps happening. Like, I don't know, it's aggravating, and like what I was saying before the show is just like I was going back to like Kyrie or whatever. Like he says something extremely stupid. Like we can agree it was stupid and nothing strip club related or gun related, but like he gets his sponsorship taken away from Nike, and then John Morant does this and he's good to go. And I don't know, NBA is mind blowing to me sometimes, but
I
don't know
think
how all that
it's
stuff
apples and
works
oranges
out.
with Kyrie and John Morant though. It's
Say that
apples-
again, sorry.
I think it's apples and oranges with John Morant and Kyrie Irving though.
No, it is, but they're both doing stupid things that's getting a lot of attention and not in a good way. So it's like I don't understand Nike's whole.
Well, I don't think that.
With Kyrie though, honestly, I never saw the movie, so I'm put a disclaimer. I never saw his tweet. I didn't see any of that. When I read how he did and what happened, I'm like, it came off as innocent to me. I mean, he knew only what he said, but I don't think he thought it was going to get blown like that. And somebody seeked it out. He didn't say, "Hey, y'all, look at this." I don't know. That's why I know it's apples and oranges, but it just seemed like that was kind of crazy though.
Regardless of what we will think about the merits of what they did, it just comes down to this: are the people who watch the NBA less likely to buy shoes for Kyrie saying what he said or what John Morant did? Like, I think that people would be there will be people who would be like, I'm not buying his shoes anymore, and are going to come to Nike and be like, if you keep him, we're not going to buy any more of your shoes, period. So I don't think nobody's going to see him with a gun and be like, man, I can't support this company because they have him. Nobody's going to do that. So, I mean, that's why it would track to me that they would, keep him around, but kind of dump Kyrie, because especially what Kyrie did at the time was in the middle of a larger political thing, and also he can thank Kanye West for that.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you brought up Kanye West because Pat Beverly, he put something out there in an interview, and he feels that what John Morant and other guys are doing nowadays is being influenced because of today's music,
They said this
rap music.
30
I
years
mean,
ago.
yeah, listen, okay.
Bull.
Like here, I saw this really funny TikTok real quick, okay? I know we're talking about social media. I saw this hilarious TikTok of showing a guy with a wig on saying like he's Tupac's backup singers to hit him up, and they're just sitting there listening to him. F this, that stuff's been going on for forever, okay? Like you got songs going on about gangs and drugs and alcohol and sex. Like that's just you can't sit there and I don't want to hear that. That's not an excuse because this has been happening for forever now.
Thank you.
Well, no, wait a minute. I'm gonna jump to the.
I think Pac says the F word like 50 times and hit him up. Okay, like come on, like that stuff's been going on for how long?
I can jump to the other side for a half a second. I'm not going to say that music is an absolute corrupter to every single body, right? But there are people who are definitely influenced by stuff. Is it the athletes now? No. Is it could you make an argument and say that not that the music is influencing them, but the attention that the music gets might influence them to behave in a certain way to mimic that behavior because they get attention doing it. So if I do it, I'll get attention. You could make that argument for middle schoolers all day, right? I mean, back in the day, there was people who would have been doing certain non-regulated pharmaceuticals at the time that they didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I think that this is a good idea to go mix some stuff with some other stuff and do this with some stuff. See, I ain't gonna say nothing specific on the show, but you could make an argument and say that they didn't just wake up and say that. It came from somewhere. Who influenced them? Who made people think that something is cool? Who made people think that certain drugs were cool? Like that's
somebody that's in your family or next door neighbor. Because think about this: all the drugs that aren't advertised on rap, from meth to, if you want to say Molly recently, but we got drugs been around from the 50s, like Miss Williams just said, stuff from the 50s with music. Drugs been around from that time too. Music, and people were still using and selling it.
Okay.
We can say the same thing about guns. Every time a gun mass shooting happen, everybody goes to the gun laws. Okay, but these manufacturers have been out here over 100 years. Nobody say, "Oh, well, make the gun manufacturers hold accountable." No.
But wait a minute. Let me ask you a question though. People in St. Louis, would you say that there is a huge problem with speed? Do people take a lot of speed around here? Like, is that a thing that people take? LSD? Do people take a lot of that?
Like I associate these type of people. I have no idea, sir. So
but my point is that if people up here in music videos talking about specific, not just music videos, but songs in general, culturally, a lot of people listen to that. There's a reason why people do more of a specific thing than others. It's not just because they just all collectively wake up and just say, I think that this would be a good thing to do before I go to the club. Like those, like music it's again, I'm not trying to make the argument and say like, hey, you should never do this because it's this. But music as a whole is nothing but advertisements for anything else. I mean, that's the reason why people were wearing Fila's and Tommy Hilfiger back in the 90s. It's because there's influence in the music that people listen to.
Yeah, and they didn't know any better because let it be them now. They know I'm not rocking any advertiser of any clothing company without a deal. But they didn't know that back then.
But the point is everything you see on television, one way or another, is an advertisement. Whether it's for a product you can buy in stores or a product you can buy in the street, it's all advertisements.
That is correct.
In one way or another. So I'm not saying that it's absolute. I'm just saying there is a grain of truth to that, whether it's 5% or 20%.
Regardless, John Morant's a big boy. He shouldn't hear a rap song or whatever and be like, I'm gonna do this now. You know what I'm
5%,
saying?
I'll take that. 5%
So real quick,
truth to it. Okay.
so real quick, I want to read verbatim what Pat Beverly said. He says, "I think music has a lot to do with this now. You know, especially with this culture. Everyone holding the gun in the video is okay. You know, bling on your teeth is okay. Hands half down your ass, that's okay. So that's like okay now. So it's like, as you said, Bunny, yes, and Miss Williams, yes, there has been rap music or music in general that has been talking about drugs or talking about this, talking about that, and how things have been handled back in the day. But as Pat Bell was saying here, it is something about this culture here in which they take that like it's like going to church and it's the gospel, it's the Bible. Whatever they see on TV or whatever they hear, they're taking it to the max, maybe to a whole different level than what we may have done way back in the early 90s or early 2000s. I think that's what Pat Bev is saying, is that this culture is so different now. Like, for instance, you're seeing all these kids, you know, doing this crazy stuff nowadays. Like, where these kids come from, you know? And I don't want to take it out of sports, but you go back to kids having kids, 18-year-olds have, 16-year-olds having kids, 15-year-olds having kids, being exposed to this because of what you're seeing right now on social media and what you're hearing right now in lyric, not just rap, but just, music in general. But think about back in the day when you heard old school music in which an artist, and Ms. Williams, please comment on this, but an artist would use a nice metaphor
Skate around
for, what I'm saying, for sex or whatever. But
band,
nowadays, right? But nowadays,
right?
But nowadays, you got these artists who just I'm gonna just pull out my thing and put it right. It's like where is the, you know what I'm saying? It's the lack of creativity. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this culture is doing now. It's
I
like,
don't even think it's just this culture though. I mean,
if
you go 20 years ago,
that puberty age, I was listening to Uncle Luke off the radio.
But if you
Uncle Luke had the hits, had the
but
bangs.
here's an example. Here's an example. You go back to 20 years ago, right? How many people may have been influenced to buy grills because that was a thing that they saw their favorite rappers doing all the time? How many people bought big rims on their cars,
free wheels,
spinners? Remember that? This all trends at the time.
Yeah, Joe.
Let's take it back a little bit further. Go back to the mid 90s. How many people put hydraulics in their car because they saw it? That was not a St. Louis thing. That was a West Coast thing. They saw it on the West Coast and they were like, yeah. I'm gonna do that too. I mean,
but honestly, yeah, we can say about a lot of things culturally, not just with the music part, different things we see. And some fads go away and some stay. But we talk about the drug culture, gun violence culture that's embedded in this country. You already know about guns from our country.
Allow it though.
Y'all know that.
But
we can find a way to blame it on this, blame it on that. It's like I told you at the beginning of the show when we were talking about the sports narrative. You talk about Aaron Rodgers. I said it is all entertainment. Music is entertainment. Some people just don't know how to turn it off and go back to reality. How many people you know that's wearing suits and ties are banging hip hop in their car? They get into that office, it's straight business mode. They know how to turn it on and turn it off. Nothing wrong with it. Just some of these young folks, when they get older, they still don't put their mindset. Okay, I need to get past that in certain environments. So it is all entertainment. I mean, we could talk about music from the 70s, metaphors. It was still sexual there. I just mentioned Uncle Luke. That was
I'm not dismissing
when
anything
people
from the
have
70s,
unprotected sex, we had an HIV outbreak, had all that, and then boom, we back to okay, that fast going, we do this. That's still here, but it just looked a different way. So some stuff you can blame on that, but in general, it's still there. You either know how to turn it on and turn it off, or you just stuck it in and being immature, thinking that's what everybody doing. Because all the rappers that people know and like that are making money are not living in that same block that they were talking about what they were doing. They knew the difference, but these other young folks that don't know how to turn it off realize that's not reality. These cats are not still on the block. These cats are not sitting there and at this woman's home and that man's. I mean, it's not reality anymore because they got money. But if you don't realize that, you're the fool, unfortunately.
Right, but that's the point. Going back to Fred's point, or Smooth. See, you got me doing it. Going back to
About to say
Smooth's point.
who? No.
Going back to Smooth's point, though, like when he says that they take it as gospel, like you have to think about the way that people learn and get into stuff, right? Like I can give you an example of me. I didn't, as a young kid, I didn't listen to like a lot of hip hop in the way that it's, it evolved to, right? Like that wasn't my thing. I was more of like the Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, all that type stuff. So by the time that I got to an age where that music came around me, it was not something that like I consumed and like had to hear more and had to hear more and more and more. Like there's so many people when they start from a young age and that's their main form of entertainment and they don't really hear a lot of other stuff. And again, it's not just hip hop. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking on hip hop. Rather it's country music and people. Rock. Well, no, you can look at country music or rock music. And again, I've lived in a place where there were kids who were smoking cigarettes at like 15, 16 years old, and the parents were buying it for them. Like that's again, culturally, whatever you're listening to, it's going to kind of steer how things are. And that, I mean, it's again, not picking on one type of genre, but we often listen to stuff and just kind of allow ourselves to like say, oh, well, that's just music. We're not going to complain about it because it's music and we want to listen to the music, versus there is an argument to be said like maybe like honestly, I stopped listening to radio in like 20. I know we're trying to talk about sports, but I stopped listening to the radio in like 2011 on a regular basis because again, being in college and all that stuff back in the day, hear songs and like getting. And I was, well, you know what? One day that came on.
That's me stuck in my head all night.
And my little sister was in the back seat, and my sister's 10 years younger than me. And I'm like, you were getting some what? Huh? What? Hey,
right.
Some
Age, right? Some age, right?
You taking this? Wait, you listen to the yin yang to it. Wait do you see my? Wait do you see my? And my sister's in the back, and I'm like, hey, we've taken this thing too far. Y'all letting too much slide on the radio. Because we loosen up and be like, oh, well, this is just that because we grew up with it. So, we just don't have that filter that we pass on. And I think there could be an argument to be made about that, but it's not the ultimate argument.
Can I make one more comment? We can move on just real quickly. He just said about the, we let it go on. Y'all just talked about how Nike dropped Kyrie because these executives can drop or say, hey, you can't have this type of stuff on our record label. We're not going to promote it.
They're making music money. That's the whole thing.
So ain't no because I don't control what the executives are doing, the board of these record companies. If y'all want to say that's the reason. Because I said this is the same argument we heard 30 years ago, 50 years. I'm like, okay, we're going to keep using this one, fine. That's what you get. The executives making it. They can say, we're not going to sign you to the label. We're not going to promote your stuff. They say, hey, you want to do that? Go ahead, have at it. We're going to make our money. So who's really the problem? But here nor there. Back to sports.
There we go.
That got real political and entertainment like for a second.
It's good TV. Right. Good TV.
It is great conversation, and it has to be held at times. But let's go and transition back to some sports topics real quick. All for City. St. Louis City SC is still undefeated. They are 3-0. They just had a game last Saturday in Portland, and they won in Portland. I believe the score was what? Was that 2-1? Joe, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1 victory. So once again, they are 3-0.
Klaus.
They played this. There you go. They played this weekend back at St. Louis. Joe, you, as I said before, you're not just our baseball and hockey extraordinaire, but now soccer is included. Your thoughts on what you saw this past weekend with St. Louis City SC?
This weekend, we've only watched like the last 20 minutes, I guess, because you got our home country playing a 9:00 game on a Saturday in the WBC. So that was our number one goal this weekend, but got the dub. And it's funny as Bunny mentioned that our goalie is our highest paid guy, and I never realized that.
Yep.
And he's playing like it, I mean, I think the most he's given up in 3 games so far is 2. So I mean, he's been looking good. He's the leader of the squad, and I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to be like this weekend, though. You know, we got Battlehawks in town. You got the soccer team in town, City SC. Where are all the fans going to be at?
Well,
Right.
I'll say this, even though all this is going on this week, because we talked about this last week, that soccer season is hella long, Battlehawk season is short. If you don't get everybody at the games like on this type of weekend coming up or in April, it's not going to be a competition issue because the MLS season is so long. And
I mean,
with
it's not a bad
baseball,
thing, obviously.
yeah.
You know, we got both of these guys in town, and you know, it's exciting stuff. But I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it. If USA moves on, we should get normal playing hours, so we'll be able to watch the full game. But I'm excited to watch this Battlehawks game on Saturday. So just sports filled, but yeah.
And let's see, Miss Williams says that she'll be at the Battlehawks game. Caw if she can get her season ticket issue resolved. Yes, we hope you get that resolved. We'll talk about the Battlehawks in just a moment. I want to transition. I know you brought it up earlier, but WBC and my takeaway that I have with the WBC right now is this, because baseball makes so much money. Okay, there should not be any reason for something like this to still be in existence right now in 2023, where
Now
your
y'all
jersey,
comment in the chat.
yeah,
Nice on
your
MLB.
jersey is looking like that. MLB, whoever is in charge, no matter what country you're from, that should not be a jersey at all. That's something that you get in high school or the Pee Wee League. But you got grown men making millions of dollars. You know what some are, because not everyone is a Major League Baseball player. But there's no way that a team should be having jerseys like this. And then,
could have created something better.
And then, what's worse was this.
LOL.
That T was hanging on as long as it could, but that T just said, F it. I'm out this piece.
No, and whenever they were talking about that, they made it seem like each country pays for their own jerseys, which I think is so stupid. Like this is an MLB tournament. Why is MLB not paying for everyone's jerseys to be at least decent looking? Even Canada's is dumb, I think, honestly. You know,
Yeah,
Canada's
I
looks
agree.
horrible. And Nicaragua's wasn't that great. Just a Nicaragua on it, you know? I'm trying to think of who else. But I don't know. There's jerseys. We got Mexico over here with 3 different jerseys. Why is that
Right.
even a thing? But then you have Great Britain with the T hanging off.
If they do
know.
like how they do those city edition jerseys for MLB, then they could have come up with something greater. They could have used a high school art drawing contest for all I care, and they could have came up with some better designs for these baseball jerseys.
Sad.
So we'll get more to baseball next week on our show. But now it's all about that cacao.
Cacao.
Cacao is law. And before we continue on, the man is here. The next hour is going to be pretty entertaining. But I want to get everyone on the same time before Bunny and Joe leaves and bring in Sadal. What's going on with you, brother?
Ooh, look at that.
What's
gear.
happening, y'all?
Sadal with the Battlehawk shirt. I see you rapping. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a great experience that we all enjoyed this past Saturday Sunday at the Dome, and Miss Dub showing you love.
Yeah, Miss Dub. Yeah, man. I know we're some super fans over here for the Battlehawks, man. It was a wonderful experience, man. As a football fan, longtime football fan, following the game. It was a playoff atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a playoff atmosphere at the game. It kind of reminded me of the times the Cardinals were in the playoffs and how people were just so festive and joyous over the team. You had the tailgaters out, people with the costumes on. After every play, in that stadium, the crowd erupted with just enthusiasm. The DJs, I had to shout out the DJ. You know, me being a DJ, and I had to give props. Mad props to the DJs of the day for setting the tone and keeping the energy up throughout the stadium. And I'll tell you what, I like the touchdown song. It's so St. Louis. I mean, I was talking to some folks in the stands about it. I just said, I just looked at them like, man, this is so St. Louis to play Nelly's Ride With Me, and then to hear the crowd go, hey, must be the money. It was
that was dope.
It was so dope, man. Perfect choice for that. And so shout out to the DJs at the game. But I think finally we have a team that we can call our own and we can be proud of, and we can call that this is truly a St. Louis team. And I think all those rumors about us not being a football town, I don't know where that came from, but 38,310 people said otherwise about that, setting a new record for spring football in history. I really enjoyed myself. I will be in the stands on the 18th on this Saturday. And it's gonna be a good time, man. I already made friends with the people around me. There's some season ticket holders too. So he's like, hey, we'll see you Saturday. So I'm ready, man.
And T-Bone made an appearance, of course.
Woo.
Yep, absolutely.
Sup, Sadal?
And
what's happening, man? What's happening, T-Bone?
It's another day. Hope y'all can hear me okay. I hear a little bit of static. I hope y'all don't hear it.
You're kind of
I hear you good.
Kind of faint out there.
Oh, that's just me because I'm on this exercise bike trying to
Oh, look at you.
Oh, Lord.
What you training for, Rock?
Heck no.
Gotta get ready.
I don't know.
Trying to get
Lord.
Trying to get my 9 Peloton, whatever. What's this called? Echelon?
The Echelon.
Hey, look,
I thought you were messing around earlier.
No.
He really on that workout bike, huh?
I gotta.
You gotta make sure you stay fit to rock that Bill Cosby sweater when NFL season start up again. That's what it is.
Hey, you know what popped me at the game? You know what popped me at the game? Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what happened? They played Nina Pop. I was like, wait a minute.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been going 20 years. I ain't heard that.
And I was saying this to Sadal the other day, and he brought up a lot of great points. So I won't repeat everything, but like as you just brought up, Nina Pop. Unlike going to Rams games back in the day where it felt more generalized and more commercial and whatever, this was like it was so authentic. That was the best thing about going to the Battle House game, or for those who watch it on TV. It felt authentic. It felt St. Louis, and throughout the whole game, it was like a party. It was a celebration. And that's how home games should be. For those who watch the NBA, who's been to NBA games like the Hawks, where you have the organist playing, tunes, using his organ, playing ATL music and other kind of, music throughout the whole game. When you went to St. Louis Battle House game, you felt the energy, and it catered to not just one demographic. It catered to all. But everyone was there, and like it was a party atmosphere, and they enjoyed it. And that's how vibes should be at every home game, no matter if it's football. And I believe, from what I'm hearing, Joe, that's how it is for St. Louis City SC.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, the Cardinals would do a better job in regards to being more authentic. In regards to how they, get the people involved in games, especially now because games, as you said, Joe, are going to be shorter because of the pitch clock. But just having that feel of it feeling like, yes, this is a St. Louis home game. That's how it should feel. And that's what the Battlehawks brought. And I expect for them to continue to bring that great feeling over the next 4 games they have at that dome.
Yeah, I know they had also a shout out to Shorty the Prince. You know, he's a
Yeah.
St. Louis fixture. You know, just hosting the game. You know, and being around there just lets you know that it's about St. Louis. You know.
Bunny, any thoughts in regards to the team and the game? If you saw the game at all this past Sunday?
I did not see it. Just saw the highlights, just like with the St. Louis City SC Club. But I heard the atmosphere was popping. It was live, vibrant. Definitely, St. Louis. We know it's a sports town. We know that they were lying when the other team left. We know that was a bunch of lies. SC will always represent. We always give love to our teams and ask players and former players. And they'll tell you how the St. Louis crowds are there to, support. Now, of course, the other team that was here that left, at the end, they were losing badly and people weren't happy, but that's more on the men's side. But we support all our teams. I mean, ask Slew Billikens, ask the Lady Billikens who are going to the NCAA team for the tournament first time. Like, we support our team, so I expect nothing less. I love the St. Louis feel. Definitely keep bumping Nail or any other St. Louis local artists. Just keep doing that because this is a team that's homegrown. Give them the home people what they want to hear.
Joe, I know you said this in the chat, I believe, but you were saying that you was hoping. Now you said it on Twitter, I think, but you was hoping that they would play Rob and me at Blues home games when they score a goal.
Yeah, that was always something I thought was like a missed opportunity. And don't get me wrong, I do like their they made their own song, and it's always going to make me think of 2019 now every time we score a goal, even if they're that bad of a team. But I don't know, I just felt like, Ride With Me is the perfect song to do whenever you score a goal. So I'm happy the Battlehawks are doing it. And like you mentioned, City SC, just that one home game, you could tell it kind of reminds me of these WBC games a little bit with the Dominican and the Puerto Rican players. You got like drums going the whole time. It's a nice, fun, exciting environment. So and the Battlehawks game just from through the TV, it was thriving there. So hopefully we can get to one of those games.
Yeah,
I know definitely it was my best football experience I ever had.
Woo.
Out of yeah.
Whoa, okay.
I liked it. But I got
hot standards there, Sadal. Okay.
Yeah, so
the only thing that sucked was that because he was in LA for the Oscars, he couldn't be there. But The Rock did leave a video at the game at the Dome, but he wasn't there in person because, like I said, he was getting ready for the Oscars, so he couldn't be there. But other than that, I mean, it was great.
Hey, I thought the fans were mad. I thought the fans were chanting, "Rocky sucks! Rocky sucks!" But no, they were saying, "Crocky sucks! Crocky sucks!" They said that the whole rest of the day. But hey, look, I had fun at the game too, right behind the end zone. But the only thing for me was football fans gonna be football fans. So gotta be aware of that if I go to the game again. Like throwing beer in the crowd, throwing beer bottles on the field. Police came over there, but hey, overall, that was what out of those 30,000 people, that was less than 1% of the people doing that type of stuff. Everybody, for the most part, was having a good time. Happy to be there. Happy to see the team. Happy to support. If I had to give the Dome one critique, get your refreshment lines together, okay? No reason those lines to be that long. Get it together.
That and improve the sound system.
That hopefully that $750 million settlement money goes to that or something. I don't know.
Yep. But before we continue on, I know Bunny and Joe, y'all got to go ahead and skedaddle. So thank y'all for y'all time, and y'all have a great rest of y'all evening.
You too. Bye, Miss Dub, and bye,
Bye,
gentlemen.
Miss-
All
Have
right.
a good rest of the show. Bye.
All right. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. If you don't know, you should know by now. I am your boy Smooth, and riding on his bike right now we have,
A very tired T-Bone.
and rocking that Battle House Caw shirt we have.
So to all the selectum.
That's what's up, man. So, Sadal, before we get more into some sports, I know you have a very important event going down tomorrow. Let everybody know what's going on real quick.
Oh man, tomorrow night, man, I have the return of my exclusive funk show called Gateway Funk. It is all funk music, man. We talking about boogie funk, modern funk, and all of those
T-Bone
specialties. Hey, it could be T-Bone Funk if T-Bone Funk come out and support, man. But we do have a special guest. He is one of the pioneers of modern funk, and his name is XL Middleton. If you're not familiar with him, check him out. He will be featuring at the show. It's like a culmination of years of getting the show off the ground, and it's just surreal that we also have some legendary people are going to be there. The legendary Black Spade. If St. Louis is a lot of St. Louisers know him. Hip hop artist, but he's also a funkster, and also another legendary feature, I Said, who's also going to spin at the event. So it is going to be awesome. Doors open at 8:30. It's going to be held at Blank Space. It's on the south side, Cherokee Street. It's a legendary venue for a lot of these parties, and it's just a blessing, man. So come on out. Doors open at 8:30. I'll be kicking it off, and come check out your boy, man. Gateway Funk.
8:30 Central.
Yes.
We might have some East Coast viewers out there. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they want to fly in.
8:30 Central. All right.
That's what's up, man. And this Friday, yours truly is having another DJ live stream. It's going to be on mixcloud.com/Smoooth Productions, Smooth with 3 O's. You will see Sadal on there. You will see DJ Steve Jenks. You will see DJ Bright. You will see national recording artist Kelvin Saxman Evans. And just announced today, she's a comedic beast in the Louvre and just all around the world. Precious J will be co-hosting with yours truly and slinging some jokes throughout the whole evening, just keeping the vibes right. The laughter going throughout the whole evening. Once again, DJ live stream is called Lucky You because St. Patty's Day is going down, and you're gonna feel real lucky by tuning in once again this Friday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Just put in mixcloud.com/Smoooth Productions. Once again, Smooth with 3 O's.
And that was feel lucky, not get lucky, because we're not trying to promote anything with this show, okay? All right? Hey, can I shout out somebody real quick?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't have any events coming up, but, shouts out to the St. Boogie Brass Band that was out there at the Dome. Friend of mine, Carla Johnson from high school, Normandy High.
Oh, yeah, Carla.
Yeah, I ran into her out there for one of the first people I saw when I went up the stairs. And, they performed on the field at the end zone. I should have sent you the video so we could have played a little bit of it. But, shouts out to them for making it to a space like that and continuing to do that thing.
And Miss Dub did ask, is the Rocks video online anywhere? I can't verify that or guarantee it is, but if you go to my page on Facebook, just put in Fred Head, well, Miss Williams already know. but I did leave a reel today from our time at the Battle House game, and you'll see a little bit of what The Rock said. So
The Rock
definitely
says,
check it out.
The Rock says.
Right. The Rock
Hey,
says
hey, I would be remiss, man. To as far as Gateway Funk, man, we will have a
The
smooth
Rock?
production in the building. It's gonna be a smooth production. We
Woo!
will have we will have the expertise of the one and only DJ Fred, aka Smooth, in the building, capturing the moments of the evening. So so it's gonna be dope. Hey, come on out, man. Come on out, dance, jam with us, man.
most definitely. So now let's go back to some sports now. Sunday night, okay? We chatting about how great the atmosphere was at the Battle House game, and it was all good to go. Then I looked down our group meet chat, and two guys that I know just all of a sudden, one person said one thing, opened up a whole can of worms, Pandora's box, the whole nine, and for the next hour
We had
and
to
a
talk
half,
about this, man.
for the next hour and a half, all I'm saying is back and forth, talking about the Rams, talking about the 49ers, talking about who you love, who you don't love, who you really support, who you don't support. NFL talk. Off season is going on. The Rams have made some moves recently in which it looks like Sadal
Another move?
that they're going to a straight up rebuild. They did traded away Jalen Ramsey for like a second round pick and a backup tight end and a bag of chips. Jalen Ramsey went to the Miami Dolphins. If you're Aaron Donald, Sadal, and you're seeing how things are looking for the Rams, where it looks like they're admitting that now it's about a rebuild. How would you feel if you are Aaron Donald? Like, is it worth you still trying to come back and play some more when there are speculations before that you may go ahead and retire because you pretty much done everything that you need to do?
Well, as a proud athlete, I'm not gonna just throw in the towel completely, but I wouldn't be pleased at all at this. Um, you know, came back, trying to run it back, but this situations with injuries, things of that nature happening, didn't happen. So then you have to make another decision, say, okay, do I want to come back or not? And you come back, but you come back to all of this happening. But I know somebody like Aaron Donald had to have some clue of what was going on and what was going to happen during this off season, because the writing was on the wall, man. Let's face it. They went all in 2021 to get the chip, and they got that. But now the check is due. Now you got all this cap problems that you have to address. And I mean, that's the price you have to pay when you go all in. So this is not unique to the Rams. I mean, from time to time, when teams do more or less pay a premium for a lot of the players, you're going to pay a price. And this is what's happening, man. And I don't buy the whole, oh, this is a remodel. This is not. No, it's a rebuild, man. You might as well tank the season. We might as well hope and pray that we get some UFAs, because we ain't gonna be able to pay anybody, man. We might have to offer them some gift certificates or a pack of menthols or something to pay for the Rams, because it ain't happening this year.
So are you saying that you are officially declaring that their Super Bowl window is now closed?
Yeah, it's pretty much closed right now. I think they're in a rebuild for the next couple years now. I'm actually realistic about my team chances. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to people and say they're the greatest team ever. I know when to tone it down and
Know
say,
when to
hey,
hold
yeah, I
them,
know
know
it's
when to fold them, know when to walk away, and right now you know when to run, huh?
But listen, hey, it's not like look, being a Rams fan is not sweet, man. We've had more losing as a fan since 1995. I've experienced more losing seasons than winning seasons. So I already been through this. You know. And I remember there was a time where people actually looked at me puzzled, like, why are you even a Rams fan? They'll never win anything. So I've been through this before.
Heard it all before. Hey, you know, when Smoooth said that the Rams were making moves, I thought he meant like out of another town. You know what I mean? I thought they were relocated, Puerto Rico or San Antonio, maybe up to Toronto. I don't know.
You know, it's see, that just speaks to T-Bone's character, you know. You know, he's that he has no comeback other than to go right back to them moving out of the city. Okay,
Don't call it a comeback. They've been here for years.
It's happened 8 years ago already.
And you still
8 years ago. We still talking about the move. We already know they moved. They moved. Oh, newsflash. Oh, they moved.
Hey, all I'm saying is those fans in Cleveland, they weren't rocking with the Ravens after they left. That's all I'm saying. You know, them Baltimore fans, when the Colts were gone, they were gone. Or, you know, just saying.
Okay, and
they don't want you no more.
I don't care. I'm still gonna be a Rams fan. So I mean, what's your point? Well, I'm not supposed to be a Rams fan.
Hey, you could be a fan of any fan you want. I'm a Battlehawks fan right now, but you know,
you never was a fan of any football team here in St. Louis until Battlehawks, and you talking about me?
Fair. A real organic team? Yeah, I'm a fan of that. Not the recycling.
What's an organic team? What does that mean?
The Battlehawks originated here. Organic, not a transplant, not a rental, not on loan. You know, something that's actually St. Louis. Oh.
You're just a hater, man, because you always get beat by the Rams, you know, here and there, and you don't like it.
Wait a minute.
This has been going on. This is jealousy. It's haterism. It's haterism. Because you wasn't talking like this. You wasn't talking like this when the Rams was here in 1999 and whooping your tail, whooping your team's tail
on VHS too, like you talk about
2 times a year.
Well, look, they had their time while they were in St. Louis. They won a championship. Good for them. And that's one championship for St. Louis. Glad that they did it for the city, but you know, they're not St. Louis anymore.
Okay. And I'm still waiting for the 49ers to win something. The Rams moved to St. Louis, won a championship, went to another championship, moved back to the city, won another championship before the 49ers won their last championship.
Very valid. You got us with that. However, I will say in the season that just passed, the 49ers swept the Rams again.
And proceeded to lose for the second time in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, where was that again?
Luckily, it wasn't against the Rams like the year before.
Hey, very valid. But we've been to the NFC Championship twice. Y'all were more like a one and done.
We've won more NFC Championship games than you have won.
What?
Over the past, 20 some odd years?
You've won more NFC Championship games. That's false. That's absolutely false.
Not false. It's false.
That is false.
It's false. Okay,
We've
count
won
them
the
up.
exact same- we've won
Count them
the
up.
exact same-
1999, 2001,
No, hey,
2018,
Sadal,
2021.
Sadal.
That's 4 of them right there. Now count yours up.
Let's learn some math real quick. 1999 was more than 20 years ago.
Okay, 25.
Oh,
Still more.
Yeah, we got to change the number now. Okay. Hey, look. The Rams have done what they've done. They're all right. They're all right. They were all right. And as you just said, that Super Bowl window has closed.
Okay, now deck is closed. We already got. We're waiting for yours.
I don't think our Super Bowl window is closed.
It was said. I mean, the history books say that the 49ers won 5 of them. I don't remember them.
I do. They whooped the Chargers. They whooped the Bengals twice. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Dolphins. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, go keep going. Yeah. Keep going.
You got the picture.
Yeah,
So,
keep going.
Let's talk about some
because they haven't won anything in this last generation.
Battle Hawks. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll change the subject. See, this is the thing that bothers me, man. Every time I bring up anything about anything that T-Bone hates, that's smart remarks and stuff. It's done to me. I ignore it. I'll be the bigger person. But when it comes to T-Bone, he wants to be super villain and bring up all this stuff, man. I ain't trying to.
Am I the villain?
Yeah, you're the villain, man. You're the heel in this. Yes, you're a wrestling fan. You are the heel. You're the absolute heel in this. Every time.
I've never been a heel before. I've always been the baby face.
Well, guess what?
The game done changed, huh? So let's talk about real quick.
I'm not even going to talk about a certain player, coach. I'm not even going to talk about that person because he'll go on a.
I know you want. You get brought up nowadays.
He'll go on an expletive fueled tirade against me.
Let's talk about some more of these offseason moves real quick. Juju Smith, he just won a championship with the Chiefs, and now he is signed with the New England Patriots. I was surprised by that move because, like I said, just won with the Chiefs. But I'm wondering, does that mean that the Chiefs have their eyes set on a certain wide receiver who who did play last with the Rams a couple years ago and got hurt in the Super Bowl? Do you think the Chiefs are targeting OBJ?
I mean, I think any team would take a look at him. I mean, that's just any team that needs a wide receiver, especially. I don't know coming off that knee injury how well he is. I mean, he looked kind of good with the clip he just posted up. Him kind of training and catching the ball with one hand, but we'll see. We'll see how things change. We've seen what's happened to Ezekiel Elliott, St. Louis's own. The wheel kind of, the tread is kind of wearing off the tire. It just happens. As Father Time catches up to all of us. So we'll see. We don't know.
And it's crazy you brought up Zeke, as you just brought up. As he just said, Zeke has been released. Ezekiel Elliott has been released from the Dallas Cowboys. So, being his age, all that mileage, it's just crazy how your career can change in the span of 5 years. Which reminds me of Ty Gurley. Because you saw the start that he had with the Rams, and then he had, 1 year with the Falcons. Was that correct?
Yeah.
But, now he's an afterthought.
Well, the thing was, it started way back in college. You know what I mean? Where he was, he already had an ACL injury in college. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the offense they ran in Georgia, man, it was all run based. And so he already had mileage coming in to the league when he joined the Rams. So, he had a couple of good years, had a good spark, but unfortunately, man, it just caught up to him. And I think in his situation, though, he has a chronic knee injury where he has arthritis in his knee. And I mean, you can't recover from that. I mean, it's not like an ACL. You just fix it up and then you back on the field. I mean, it's a chronic, he developed arthritis in the knee. So it kind of cut his career short.
Or you could be like Garrison Hurst and play with no ACL.
Yeah, that too.
That was what was so amazing about Adrian Peterson his last couple of years. After he had that big surgery and then to come back the way he did, that 1 year when he had the rushing record, like that was truly amazing.
He was
what he did that year. He was different.
He was a different type of athlete, man. He was a beast.
I recall.
I think over the past 10 years, he's probably the best running back of the past 10, 15 years. Adrian Peterson.
I recall a game where the Vikings came to St. Louis. I was at that game. Vikings versus the Rams, and Adrian Peterson tore the Rams.
Oh man, don't even remember. Don't even remind me of that. I remember that game. He ran for like two 80-yard runs or something like that.
Man, it was just amazing how he ran. I mean, he ran like he was mad at the world.
Don't get that smirk on your face. I know
Tell
you're
me
getting ready
more.
to say something
Tell
smart.
me more.
No, you getting ready to say something smart.
Tell me more.
Let's see. Shouts out to my guy Donald Steeples. Says salute. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for showing love to the platform Sports Talk Show. Give us that like, give us that follow. All on them internets, as Sadar loves to say. We hope to have some incredible upcoming guests in the nearby future, whether it's for Ladies Night or for the Man Cave or for the main show as you're seeing right now. But Donald Steeples, thanks for the love, man. More news here. The Chicago Bears traded away their number 1 overall pick to Carolina. They did get wide receiver DJ Moore from Carolina. What the hell about Justin Fields? But once again, Carolina now has the number 1 overall pick, and they have a lot of options now. Anthony Richardson. You have CJ Stroud. You have the guy from Alabama. Bryce Young. So you have options, man. And Carolina looking good right now. Can pick any of those 4 quarterbacks. And your thoughts in regards to that move by the Bears, Sido?
I like both. I like both moves because for the Bears, it basically establishes Fields as your quarterback because there was questions coming into that. Having the number 1 pick, what do you do? So it establishes that. 2, it gives them more valuable picks to build around Fields. Now you can build your offensive line up. They had offensive line issues all year. Build your offensive line up. You can add some defensive line help because in any team, the way your team goes is the way of the of your front 4, your front 5 on offense, defense, respectively. So they can get the talent on the team, get some help, get some talent on the team. I like that for the Bears, and then for the Panthers. Now you got your pick now to finally get that quarterback you're looking for. You shuffled around trying to get quarterbacks from other teams. It just didn't work out. Now you can finally say, okay, which quarterback do I want? And you got a lot of good choices in this draft as far as quarterbacks is concerned. So I like the move on both sides.
And T-Bone, I know this hits you to the core, but former 49er Jimmy G now signed with the Raiders. Your thoughts on that move? And I know that Brock Purdy is hurt, going to be out for a few more months. What are your thoughts in regards to the quarterback situation right now in San Fran?
I mean, Jimmy G, he's going to be fine. I don't know how well he can do with the Raiders, but hey, look, he needed to go somewhere that he was going to be able to play. He got an opening right there. Doesn't have to move too far. And best of luck to him. Nothing but the best. As far as Brock, if I'm not mistaken, he should be able to be throwing by like training camp, if I'm not mistaken. So, gonna take this little break on this bike. But but yeah, I mean, and we just picked up who was that we picked up as another quarterback as well.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. So got him. So, we still got 3 quarterbacks. I think this season just proved that we need about 4 more. And we should be good with quarterback depth for the season. We need about 8
Right, you say 4 more.
Hey, I saw a meme. Speaking of quarterbacks, it said exchanging Derek Carr for Jimmy Garoppolo is like exchanging Jimmy Garoppolo for Derek Carr.
I mean, I don't understand the hate that Jimmy Garoppolo gets because he's done nothing but pretty much win except for one season. But dude's done everything he's supposed to do. Everybody will say, "I was the team, it was the team," but I mean, at the end of the day, his record's pretty good.
He was indicative of the 49ers. They're a great regular season team, but when it comes down to crunch time, they can't get it done.
For those of you who are listening for the first time, I'd like to point out that this is the guy who said, that Tom Brady, I don't see, there's nothing special. There's nothing. So just take the credibility that he's showing.
Oh, I touched the nerve. You keep bringing up Tom Brady. I'm talking about the 49ers. I touched the nerve. See there? See, I told you. Every time I talk about two
that's not a nerve. I'm just pointing out the fact that
it's not a nerve. It's not a nerve. I'm gonna bring up Tom Brady. That's retired. And that had nothing to do with this conversation about 49ers.
Which one of us is triggered right
You.
I want to bring up something real quick because you brought up about why everyone talking about Jimmy G. I want to flip that because I don't see the hype in regards to Derek Carr. What has he done?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
He could throw the ball. He could throw the ball, which is what people always get excited about, but he don't always make good decisions when he does throw it. So
right. So I never understood the hype about Derek Carr. It's like you have not done anything to be given, oh my God, he's left the Raiders. He's signing with the Saints. This is a brand new day. No, I don't get it because what have you done? I just don't get it.
Hence the meme, it's just like.
But I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo
upgrade.
Jimmy Garoppolo went to 3 NFC Championship games,
and 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah, three NFC Championship games, 1 Super Bowl, and people are like, are they going to trade him? Or are they going to get rid of? Dude's done nothing but be on the winning end. It's almost like the hate that Alex Smith used to get. It's like once Alex Smith got it in that 2011 season, there was no reason to hate on Alex Smith after that because dude did nothing but pretty much win every season. I think after 2011, Alex Smith missed the playoffs 1 time with the Kansas City Chiefs. In between the time where he was a 49er all the way to the Chiefs, he missed the playoffs 1 time.
And I do want to talk about this. The NFL may be taking a rule from the XFL. So y'all recall week 1 when the Battlehawks were down by 15 points or whatever it was. And then instead of doing an onside kick, they decided to do the 4th and 20 and they had to do a conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the NFL is talking about maybe taking that rule. So instead of doing onside kicks, they're talking about maybe a 4th and 15, 4th and 20 situation. And if you, of course, get the first down, it's your ball again. And I think they may be possibly discussing the kickoff rule, how the XFL has things right now where can no one move until the kick returner catches the ball, then people can move. Is it possible that we may see both of these moves be integrated into the NFL?
I think so. If I could, I know it's not fair. He's not here, but it's not bad. That the NFL is taking some rules off of a fake league. It's interesting that it's happening. But hey, I think I like the proposal. Because the onside kick, let's face it, a lot of people are not really converting onside kicks, especially when they change the rules up a little bit. And so I think you have a better chance with the 4th and 15, going for that than the onside kick. And then and for the kickoff, I could see player safety being a huge factor in the rule change, and it may cut down on one, a lot of the touchbacks, and two, a lot of the big hit injuries, people coming
Right.
down, flying down the field 40, 50 yards and then they nailing somebody, So I like both of them.
Yeah, I think people are always gonna. Anytime the NFL makes changes, people don't usually like a change. Although I think that this is one that, look, we've seen with the Battlehawks that some of those kickoffs look like they were about to be some returns. So it wouldn't shock me if you get the first kickoff return in the season with the Battlehawks this year. Or has one happened yet? I don't think so. Has it?
Well, fun fact on that. XFL 2.0, the first ever kick return touchdown was in St. Louis by the Battlehawks.
Was it
I
the
was
same?
at that game.
Was it the same structure?
Yeah, it was same structure. Okay. I was at that game. And the crowd went absolutely ape.
Unfortunately, that was a short window back then, so I didn't get to catch a lot of the XFL. But I'm glad
I had season tickets then. And unfortunately, they had to refund me the rest of my money because they shut down the rest of the season. But yeah.
Hey, and shouts out to the whole Battlehawks experience, because I mean, look, that ticket I got was, I think with tax and Ticketmaster fees, which y'all know what that means, that ticket was like $60-something, which I purchased right here on the Platform Sports Talk show last week during the show.
Sure did.
But yeah, look, in my mind, because of any time I've ever gone to like sporting events and stuff, like, you further back than you really want to be. And that time it was like, oh, I'm looking to go up, and I'm like, oh, all these are double letters. I'm like, wait, you mean I'm down here? I was like 8 rows up. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm sitting. My season tickets are at section 116. Like the first seat, it's not even a row there. It's just like right on the steps, on like the back row of 116. So I'm like kind of like got the front row seat, leg room. From here on out, I'm trying to get that same exact seat every year for season tickets to get a jump on that one seat.
I like my seat, but I might have to. I might need to be a 200 kind of guy, because everybody was standing in my section pretty much the whole time. I'm like, I'm like, let me look up there at the 200s, and they sitting down. I'm like, that might be a better option for me, But it was
especially if you're like right behind the field goal post, where you're in the action, where you're trying to make noise to distract the opponents. So I definitely get it. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, that's our football talk. Sadal, I know you got to get ready for incredible next 2 days. So thank you for your time, bro. And you have a incredible rest of your evening. And I'll see you tomorrow and on Friday.
All right, y'all. Power up on them.
Maybe I'll see you out there at Gateway Funk tomorrow. Where's it at again? I need to know. I need to know, where's it at?
It's at Blank Space. Got the address here somewhere. Hold on.
Give the people what they want. You know what I mean?
Got to, man.
Give the people what they want.
For the St. Louis folks, it is on 2847 Cherokee Street. Blank Space. 2847 Cherokee Street. Doors open at 8:30. So we setting up around 8. Just just technical stuff, for you Smooth. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Then 8:30 we open up. 9 o'clock we really get it going. Yeah. Come on out, man. Gateway Funk. Power up on them.
There it is, Sadal. Have a good one, brother.
All right.
All right, as we wind down on this show, let me go ahead and talk about a little bit of NBA. I'll go ahead and hold that down real quick for the NBA people out there. And you know what? I think I forgot to load the standings, so I will have to go ahead and do that real quick. If y'all don't mind, give me a little minute. I need to go ahead and get these. What'd you say, T-Bone?
I said, we're live, pal. Live TV.
Right, we live, we doing it. I'm about to go ahead and load up the standings real quick so people can see. Because right now we're getting to like the last about 15 games of the season, so it's really crunch time. So it's all about, okay, who's going to show up, show out before the end of the season. A lot of teams, especially in the West, where one game can determine if you're going to be in 10th place or maybe in 5th place, as you see, bam, right now on your screen. So on the West Coast, look at the 10th spot right now. The Lakers, after all this time, the Lakers are now in the play-in. They are tied with the Mavericks and the Thunder for the 8th spot. They are one game from the 7th and then 2 games from possibly a 5th seed. And LeBron James should be coming back any game now from his injury. He's been out for a couple of weeks now. But things are looking up if you are a fan of the Lakers.
So wait, you're
then
saying
you see
LeBron's been out for 2 weeks and now all of a sudden they're playoff contenders?
they are because of the trades that they made to get better players around LeBron. So just imagine once LeBron comes back, how much better the team is going to be, and they're going to be a serious threat in the NBA playoffs when they get in.
Wait a minute, how many games has LeBron played with these new teammates?
Probably about maybe 3.
And now they're playoff contenders while he's been sitting out for 2 weeks.
Yep, and that's the greatness of the trade deadline.
So my question is it possible that LeBron may affect the chemistry of the team when he comes back?
Not at all.
Remember those words.
I will because when they're in the playoffs and they start upsetting some teams, you're gonna remember on March the 15th, 2023 at 8:53 p.m. Central Standard Time that Smoooth said LeBron is gonna take the team to bigger and better because of what LeBron brings.
That assumes that they make the playoffs. But
They're gonna make it.
I think that if they do make the playoffs, wherever they play, you might as well call that place the bounce house because they're gonna bounce the Lakers right out.
I don't see it now. The only team that I'm afraid of. That's it. Even then, Golden State is not playing that great, and they suck on the road. So they're not even playing that great. Now, I still can't say, Golden State is an easy out because they are not. And I know that's my wife's team. But once again, I'm a realist in regards to Golden State. They are a team that is scary to face in the playoffs, and especially in the 7-game series. Now, if KD comes back and is healthy for the playoff run with the Suns, which are in 4th place right now, it's going to be a scary matchup. The Sacramento Kings, as you can see, are in 3rd place, y'all. Yes, they are in 3rd place. They are 1 game behind the 2nd spot, behind Memphis. But that team lacks experience. Memphis Grizzlies, you don't know about having Ja Morant for the playoffs. That's going to be very huge in the playoffs. The Nuggets, they have not been playing great this last week or so. So it's right there for the taking for anyone. right now, especially the Lakers, especially if once LeBron James comes back. But it's very tight, as what Ms. Williams brought up earlier, that the standings are very tight. In the East, in the 10th spot, you got the Wizards, the 9th spot, the Raptors, 8th, the Hawks, 7th, the Miami Heat. And then you have the 6th spot, the Nets. They are holding on even without having Kyrie no more or KD. They have slid down, but they're still right there, at least about 3 games up from the 7th spot. The Knicks are playing much better. Cavaliers have been steady all year long. 76ers are in 3rd. They are rising. They are actually tied with Boston Celtics, because in regards to their losing record, they both have 22 losses. So they right there. And then number 1 overall in the league, the Milwaukee Bucks. So things are definitely picking up, and it is very exciting right now if you are a NBA fan. So from the NBA to T-Bone's top 3 wrestling storylines. We haven't had this discussion in a while, but T-Bone, we know that it is WrestleMania season. Give us a couple of your top 3 wrestling storylines as of right now.
You got Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes going at it at WrestleMania. Still don't know if that's the best the best thing that they could have put forward. Nothing against Cody, but it seems not as interesting as it was before. I don't know if you've been following it. Have you been watching it?
Yep, I have.
Yeah, I mean, does it seem as interesting now as it did a few weeks ago, or what?
I mean, I feel that it still is, but the issue is, and I'm pretty sure Triple H and others behind the scenes are watching, but these fans really want Sami Zayn to be that guy, because he has so much heat and pop right now, and they're afraid that that's going to take away from the shine that Cody Rhodes was getting or should be getting. But people are so behind Sami Zayn right now, and WWE is like walking on eggshells trying to make sure, or shall I say that they are like in a landmine right now, trying to make sure they don't step on the wrong button or step in the wrong area to mess up what's going on with the dynamic with Sami Zayn, and of course with what they're trying to do with Cody Rhodes.
Right, and see, that's what I kind of see, is because they've kind of put Cody in a position where he's more like the friend of Sami Zayn, and he's doing all this stuff, kind of helping him, making the saves and all this stuff, and he's trying to be the friend of Kevin Owens, which will probably lead to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn teaming with each other against the Usos. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem as interesting because, again, I don't have any issue. Oh, look at that. Sadal will be at Monday Night Raw this coming Monday in St. Louis. But, I think that, I don't know. I just feel like it's like they really have to do so much stuff to get Cody in a position of where people will cheer for him. Because, like, if you think about it, like, Cody comes out to the ring and he's got more pyro than the opening to Raw is War. You know what I mean? Like, it's pyro all
That's
over
true.
the place for him.
That's true.
People cheer for pyro. Are they cheering for pyro? Are they cheering for Cody? Right? They got a spot in the song with the whoa. Like, people like to sing along with songs. Is it because they like Cody, or is it because they like to sing along with songs? But it's going to be interesting. I'm still going to watch it. Still want to see what happens. And those are the main 2 things. And then you got, I guess, Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. I don't know if that's nowhere near the same level, but it's interesting. They'll probably have a nice athletic match, and it'll probably be over after that.
All right, that's one storyline. You have any more?
Oh, that was 3. That was Roman
Oh,
and
okay.
Cody, the Usos, and Sammy and KO. Although I still think that Jimmy, Jay, and Solo are all going to attack Roman after WrestleMania. That's just my thoughts.
What about Solo Sokoa? Looks
Well, I
like he
said,
may be like.
well,
Oh, go ahead.
I said the three of them. When it's all said and done after WrestleMania, I think the three brothers are going to beat that cousin down. Now, probably Heyman will probably stick with Solo, and yeah.
Should be interesting, but I'm definitely excited. WrestleMania is about what
3
weeks away, 3 weeks away. So definitely exciting times. On the AEW side, real quick, is that the end of Daniel Bryan?
No, I don't think. I would doubt it. Yeah, he'll probably come back down the road and wind up in another story and redeem himself.
What about CM Punk?
I think that he's done, or do?
Yeah.
No, I think he'll be back, but not necessarily there. I think he'll
Interesting.
wind up back in WWE.
Interesting. All right. So last topic, but definitely not least, because tomorrow it all goes down. We talked about NBA, we talked about NFL, we talked about MLS, we talked about MLB. Of course, it's March, and it's all about March Madness. So I asked the crew to give me their predictions. We're going to go ahead and start off right now with the women's bracket. As you see, you go ahead and remove my logo from the screen so y'all can see everything all the way. So, Greenville 1, that will be the South. Greenville 2 is the Midwest, excuse me. The Seattle 4 is going to be the East, and then Seattle 3 is the West. This is going to be this should be a very, very good, of course, bracket tournament for the ladies and for the men. The women's championship game would be in Dallas, Texas. Once again, everything goes down in regards for the women. They start on Friday. The men officially start tomorrow. So definitely excited about that. Give us your thoughts in regards to who you have going all the way. Let us know in the comments. It's definitely going down in a major way. So I asked the crew to give me their picks. Go ahead and start off with Bunny. So I asked everyone to give me their final 4 picks. Who will be in the national championship game and who will be the winner? So Bunny, March Madness picks. She has representing from Greenville 1, which is the South. Number 1 seed, South Carolina, who won the championship last year. They will face off against Stanford from the East, which is Seattle 4 on your screen. The other side of the bracket, you have UConn and you have LSU. LSU from the Midwest, which would be Greenville 2 on your screen, and then Seattle 3 would be the West, where once again for UConn, which right now they are seated number 2. As Buddy brought up earlier, shouts out to St. Louis Billikens, the women from SLU. They are the number 13th seed in the Seattle region. Their first game is against Tennessee, a national powerhouse. So first game out for winning the A10 tournament championship, and they got to face Tennessee. But best of luck to SLU and that team. Also, in Greenville 1, shouts out to Notre Dame head coaches Neil Ivy, former player from St. Louis, who went to Notre Dame and played as a player as well. Now she's the head coach. Her son, Jaden Ivy, plays for the Detroit Pistons right now. They are number 3 in the Greenville 1, which is the top left on your screen for those watching. For the South. So once again, Bunny has South Carolina versus Stanford, and then LSU versus UConn. Then the national championship game, she has South Carolina versus UConn, and she has South Carolina as the winner. So I do have Bunny's picks on the screen right now. Check it out when you can. Up next, Joe. She also has South Carolina representing the South, but from the East, she has Louisville representing from the East, and they are the number 5 seed. Then she also has UConn representing from the West, the Greenville 2. And she has, she has LSU versus UConn. LSU from the Midwest, UConn from the West. In the national championship game, she has South Carolina versus UConn. And she has South Carolina winning the whole thing. So that'd be Don Staley and her South Carolina crew winning back-to-back. In the comments, I see Ms. Williams says she has no picks. Just excited to see the Lady Bills in the mix. I feel you. T-Bone.
Did you get mine?
Yeah, I got yours late. So I got to do yours a little bit different. But you have Stanford and South Carolina. Then you have Michigan and Tennessee. And then for the national championship game, you have South Carolina versus Tennessee. And you have South Carolina winning the whole thing.
Sorry, lady.
So right now, everyone has Don Staley and South Carolina winning the whole thing. Now, for myself, I have South Carolina versus Stanford. I have Indiana, the number 1 seed from the Midwest, versus UConn. National championship game, I have South Carolina versus UConn. And like everyone else, I have South Carolina winning the whole thing. Now, let's go ahead and get to the men's bracket. So, Bunny, I'm sorry, let me go ahead and put this back up. Here we go. So now, the men's bracket. This is going to be very good, very interesting. Mizzou, shouts out to them. They are in the South. They are the number 7 seed. They play tomorrow against Utah State, a team that a lot of people are saying they can shoot the lights out. Do not leave anyone open. And one of the weaknesses from Mizzou is defense. So T-Bone, tomorrow is going to be pretty interesting. But I have faith that Mizzou will pull through. Bunny has for the men. She has Alabama, number 1 overall seed from the South, versus Tennessee from the East. Then she has Houston from the Midwest versus VCU, the winner of the A10 tournament. I'm sorry, A10 conference. And they won a tournament as well from the West. And the national championship game, she has Tennessee versus Houston, with Houston being the winner. Joe, she has Mizzou. She's showing love, baby, to Mizzou, representing the South, versus Purdue from the East. She has Houston from the Midwest and Gonzaga from the West. She's being a total homer, and I'm here for it. She has Mizzou versus Houston, with Mizzou going all the way. T-Bone. T-Bone has Purdue versus Arizona, Kansas versus Xavier. National championship game, he has Purdue versus Kansas, and he has Kansas winning the whole thing. So my cousin Rick, who lives in Chicago, I know he appreciates you right now, T-Bone, because he loves KU. So he's showing you love right now. Miss Williams says, why does the Final Four seem to get more attention than the championship game? I mean, just the Final Four in general. That's it's just such a big thing to be a part of. So to say that you are the Final Four to last in a tough tournament, that's the reason why I get so much attention. Now I won't say that it gets more than a championship game because of course you got to have the winner and that's what people look to. But once again, just to say that you are part of a Final Four, that's a huge thing. So in regards to my picks, I have Alabama, once again, number 1 overall seed, versus Marquette from the East. Now, that's my mom's team, T-Bone. So I'm going to go ahead and support her and her Marquette men's basketball team. I have Houston from the Midwest, and I have Kansas from the West. So I have every number 1 seed except for the East, where I have Marquette interrupting things. In the national championship game, I have Alabama versus KU, and I have Alabama winning the whole thing. So those are the picks from the crew.
Hey,
Platform Sports
I got an answer
Talk
real
Show.
quick. I had a little bit of an answer real quick too as to why the Final Four gets more attention than the championship game in the way that she's probably talking about. It's marketed more because you can market those Final Four teams. Mm-hmm. You know that the Elite Eight and the Final Four have enough days apart where what is that, like 4 or 5 days between the two, and they're all going to that city and they're going to have those 4 teams that they're pushing at. You don't know who that championship game is going to be until that happens, and then it's like 2 days later. So that's probably
right. Yep. So that's it. And like I said, it's just such a big deal. Like I said, I can't even say any more simpler than that. It's just a big deal to say, hey, this team is going to the Final Four, and like you said, you have about 5 days or maybe 6 days to prepare. The hypeness, everything, marketing, all of that to say, hey, I'm going to the Final Four. Speaking of which, shouts out to all the local area high school teams right now that are going to state in high school basketball from the women and the men, or the young men and young ladies going to the Final Four. A lot of teams are playing tomorrow and Friday. Some teams may have played last week. Shouts out to them and best of luck to each and every one of y'all. And with that being said, we had a jam-packed show. Thanks to Bunny, to Joe, to Sadar for stepping in. T-Bone, you working out on the bike throughout the whole show, working up a sweat.
I got 10 miles. There's 10 miles of sweat here.
Once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight. I am your boy Smoooth. It's been fun. Check us out once again on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that
bell.
Because anytime we go live, you will be
notified.
We also on Instagram as well. You can email us, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. Every show is archived on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Roku. You can add us on Roku right now. The Platform Sports Talk Show. Also, we on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot. Hot365radio.com, or go on the app, whether you on Apple or you on Android. Right there, Hot 365 Radio. It goes down. We also on Twitch.com/Hot365 Radio. And as T-Bone brought up earlier, every first Wednesday of the month, ladies' night, every last Wednesday of the month is the Man Cave. And with that being said, y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. The Platform Sports Talk Show, and we are out.